Yes.
We're Gucci.
Yes, we're good. Okay, let's go. Holy shit.
Guys, we're back. Oh my god.
We are back, motherfuckers. We are back. I'm not happy with the way I look on this camera. Okay, whatever. Yes, we are finally back. Isn't this crazy? It's been 4 months since the last podcast.
Hell.
A lot happened. Oh my god, I'm so happy to be back in this bitch. And we have so many things to talk about. In the end, we're going to talk about Endgame. Because we're going to talk spoilers. Because we're going to talk spoilers. So then you don't have to skip and everything. You can just leave if you don't want to hear the spoilers.
Yeah. And it will be like not tangential spoilers,
no,
but we will be dissecting that. Yes.
Okay, I have to sit like this. Okay, how do you even begin?
What's been up?
Oh god.
Just
yes,
a little rundown.
It's damn good to be back, and I'm so surprised. The comeback video, holy shit. It has 150,000 views now.
You mean
the comeback video?
The top 10 anime comebacks video.
Yes. And I saw some person in the comment section totally didn't get it.
What?
He wrote like, I can't believe these other YouTubers threw shots at Andi. And I was like, he's kidding. and then I felt bad and I was like, no, I asked them to do it. And then he's like, okay, I got it. Either good troll or
Man, he's your biggest fan.
He probably left a hate comment at every channel. And he had to delete it very quickly. Yeah. Damn. I want to talk a little bit more in detail about why I left.
That's a good.
So let's start with
topic.
that. So the deep depression about this channel began with my Resident Evil 2 review. Maybe there you already noticed it was like one video a month, because these reviews were so. I don't even know how to describe it. It was a ridiculous amount of work. It was just unbearable. Yeah. And not only the amount of work, it's just, imagine this. I sit there in front of a blank Word document, and then I'm like, okay, now I need 500 jokes. I need 500 jokes, references,
let's go.
Everything. Yeah. And your head, and you cry, and some days you just sit there, and you spend 6 hours working, but the result is 0. You have nothing.
Yeah.
And every day that passes, your video will get less views because the game becomes less relevant. Yeah. And so you get more stressed, and the more stressed you get, the less...
It's a vicious circle, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just absolutely horrible. And then I put so much work into the Kingdom Hearts review, and it didn't get many views at all. And I was like, I'm so done. I can't do this anymore. Yeah. It was, first and foremost, it was just emotionally unsustainable. I thought that I was just miserable. Mm-hmm. I can't do this anymore. I was miserable. Secondly, college isn't that much work, but I do have to do some things. and that was just, it didn't work.
You are now expelled.
Yeah. I'm not good with managing I'm not good with making compromises. So when I have my video and I have all the raw footage in my computer, I have to non-stop edit until I die, until it's finished. So that's like 30 hours of editing or 40 for the reviews before. And if I edit, I don't spend time with anyone. I'm just in my room, just editing, and it's just not good for health and for college. Then also financially, long term, this wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
I can't work 50, 60 hours on a video and get $30.
Yeah.
That's, no, doesn't. It works when you're younger and you have whatever, but I'm kind of an old fuck. So I, need to think about that too. And also with legally, that's a whole separate can of worms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oof.
But and then that's what I thought. Like, I thought, if I cannot do my style, might as well not do anything. And I don't want to disappoint anyone. So I just felt kind of in a like a catch-22, like a Zwickmühle, we say in German.
Yeah.
Where you don't know what to do. You can't do anything.
A pinch mill.
But at the same time, every day I was like, God damn, a pinch. Yes, the literal translation is a pinch mill. And every day I thought, God damn it, I worked so hard on this channel, and now I can't just let it all fucking fade away.
No. Yeah.
I can't do this. And then one day, that was the 9th of April, it's when I twittered that I'm ready to come back. I laid in my bed like at 2 o'clock, and I had these... Seriously, it was like God shined his light upon me and gave me all these ideas. And funny little behind-the-scenes information. You know what was the first idea that I had for the comeback video?
What?
The whole video was based around one idea. I knew that I had to hit my head against the table a lot of times. I was like, I have to make a comeback video where I come into the room and I hit my head against the table.
that
so
happens
many times that people just think, what the fuck is going on?
Is that what happens when God light shines upon you? I need to hit my head.
And you know what's funny? Hitting your head against the table in a
Hurts.
funny way is different. It's difficult because you can't actually hit it against the table. That hurts. and you can also not do it like super slow motion because then on fast forward it won't look good. So you have to do it in a slow but constant manner. So when you fast forward it still looks like you're actually hitting it.
Okay.
So we had like 2 minutes. My wife and I did dong dong dong. And then I thought I also have to like. I had this. I knew that I wanted to walk like a retard, but I didn't know how. So I decided to just stand there like a golem and then like.
And this is what happens when Anton keeps his ideas pent up for 2 months.
And also, guys, this is some secret shit about other YouTubers now. I know I have this feeling that the other YouTubers that I'm connected with, they don't really watch my videos. I think most of them. I don't think they watch my videos. In particular, they don't watch the podcast for sure. So now let's dish about them. First of all, the Internet Historian is an awesome guy. He just made a video about the fall of Fallout 76. It's amazing. I talked with this guy quite a lot. He's super paranoid about his real identity that he still hasn't even told me his first name. But we talk quite a lot.
No, his first name is Internet.
Last name Historian.
Historian, yeah.
Okay, I have to say something. First of all, this is no hate. AngryJoe, I'm eternally grateful for that collab we did a while back.
Yeah.
And super awesome. But this was the biggest pain in the ass. I'm not ungrateful. Thank you, Joe, that you did it. It's awesome. But how can I say this without being like without being rude? Not trying to be rude, but it took him 3 weeks, and like so it was like this. I asked him, "Yeah, yo, Joe, I want to do this comeback video. You want to join?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." First of all, it took him a couple of days to answer, but that's fine. He's busy. I understand that. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it next. I got it to you by Monday." I asked him on Sunday.
Ouch.
I asked him on Sunday. He said, "I got it to you on Monday. I get it to you on Monday." So I thought that's tomorrow. So tomorrow he didn't give it to me on the next day. I thought, okay, so he meant the following Monday.
Yeah.
And then the whole time I was like, is that really what he meant? What if he forgot? So on Friday I wrote to him, "Yeah, Joe, how about that video?" And I hate sending these reminder messages.
Yes.
It's the
worst. Yeah.
It's the fucking worst. You seem like such a little shitty weasel.
Excuse me.
And then he answered, "Oh, sorry, I forgot." I was like, okay. Then I thought, okay, no problem.
I kill you.
No problem. When do you think you'll get it to me? And then he's like,
On Monday.
Tomorrow.
Oh.
And then the next day, I wait the whole day. Yeah, he's gonna get it to me today. He's gonna get it to me. Then I send him another reminder because the day is about to end. This is so painful for me to have to write these fucking reminders. And then he's like, other Joe is not here. He has this friend, other Joe. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. And at that point, the whole video was done.
Yeah.
I just needed his part. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. You can actually do the video just yourself. I don't need other Joe. And then I told him how to do the video by himself. And then no answer. No answer at all. And like, okay. This is just the fucking worst.
Because you don't want to jeopardize the connection, right?
Yeah, I don't want to annoy him, but like, please communicate. And then I wait. And then I'm like, and then I just wrote to him, "I beg you, Joe. I beg you." And then he answered, "Other Joe isn't here." No. At this point, I was like, okay, the guy's not even reading my messages.
Yeah.
He's not. He didn't read my message. And then I just wrote, "Whenever it's ready, just send it to me." And then I think I reminded him one more time, and he got it to me. And again, thank you, Joe. I really wanted you in that video because AngryJoe is awesome. He's like one of those real gamers, I think. I don't agree with him on everything, but I think this guy is real. He's not a sellout. He's honest about his opinion. I think he's a great force, like in the gaming community. But that was just,
unlike SEG.
But that was a pain, such a pain, and I don't think I will do it ever again.
Yeah.
How? And also another crazy thing. You will not believe this. I still haven't told you.
Oh God.
You know? Oh my God. for this comeback video, I wanted to get as many YouTubers on board as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, only ones that I like. So I send DMs to the ones that I already have a connection with. They all did it, which is awesome. Thank you to all of them. And then I also thought, what do I have to lose? I just sent a mail to almost every channel that I'm subscribed to. A very nice individual, not a mass mail and then to everyone, but an individual mail to almost everyone. Like, hey, yo, I'd love to do this comeback video. It's just a 3-second long clip. None of them answered. No fuckers. The Russian guy, he answered and he did it. That was awesome. But you know, none of them answered. Only one person.
PewDiePie. No.
You know who answered? Kenny Hotz. From
Kenny versus Spenny?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. I was like,
wait. Kenny is the
bad
the
guy.
Nice,
the horrible motherfucker. Like one of my biggest comedic influences, one of the funniest people on earth, he answered. And I'm like, no, this is not real. This was like the last person I ever expected to answer to me. And he just sent an answer mail like, bro, you should do that for me. XOXOXO. And it's like,
whatever that means.
Yeah, like, and then I answered,
is he high again?
Then I answered, not sure what that means. Would you be up to doing that? And he's like, yeah, I'm just saying your channel is doing a lot better than mine. But yeah, I'll send the video to you soon. I'm out of town working. Then I'm like, oh my God, Kenny's in. And then I said, okay, awesome, man. Whenever you're ready. I wait a week. I send a reminder mail. Like, okay, nothing. No answer. I wait another week when the video is done, and I ask, are you in or not? And then he wrote, and the thing is with Kenny, if you know Kenny, he's such a troll. You never know what's serious and what's not. I'm going to just say what he wrote. He wrote,
oh my God.
So at first I was like, believe me, if you watch Kenny versus Spenny, this guy is such a troll. So I think the guy just fucked with me from the beginning. Yeah. And he just made shit up.
Maybe.
And then I just answered, I'm sorry, man.
No need to drill further.
Yeah. And this guy is such a troll. Maybe he just wasted my time. But at least I talked to him.
Didn't he, like, a while back on this channel there was a Kenny versus Spenny
I did a video.
Love video. Didn't one of them answer you?
Both.
Both answered you.
Spenny retweeted it, and Kenny also shared it. Yeah.
Okay.
But that video is so horrible. The audio quality and everything is so bad. Oh God. I would actually like to redo that video. Just better quality. Okay. Yeah. So crazy shit.
But I mean, then he at least knew who you are, and hopefully that you were serious about it.
I'm still not mad at him. I mean, the guy could have answered me, "Fuck your fucking shitty channel. I hate you. Please die." I'm still a fan. I don't give a shit. Kenny is so awesome.
And no one else
replied.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And it's really weird to me because there are people like Skill Up. Do you know Skill Up?
Yes.
Very good channel. Skill Up, Some Ordinary Gamers, Mudahar, who does this deep web browsing series, AngryJoe. Yes. Man, I think these guys are so cool. It's so embarrassing, but I would like to talk to them some more. Yeah. But then I DM them something, and then they write like one word back. Yeah. They're like, okay, guess you don't want to talk. Like, come on.
You're the kid that's standing awkwardly outside of the circle and like, hi. Direct.
Like, come on. And the thing with collabs, I would love to collab with more YouTubers. Yeah. It has like nothing to do with getting more attention. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Collabing with other YouTubers is just a fun thing. These crossovers, like the fans love it. Yeah. Because I'm a YouTuber, but I'm also a fan. Yeah. For me as a fan, it's also cool to see other YouTubers doing something together. But they don't even fucking want to talk to me.
Shots fired, man. Ooh.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, but I want to say something. Are you aware of this Some Ordinary Gamers channel, Mudahar?
I've watched a few videos after you recommended them to me.
He doesn't take YouTube too seriously. He has a real job. Yeah. But he's such a cool guy. From all of the YouTubers, I'm kind of the closest to him. He actually talked me out of quitting college for YouTube. I talked to him like for an hour or two, and on
were your parents not enough?
And he's like, no, don't quit it. Just. And I'm so grateful for that. He's really awesome guy. Also, when I quit YouTube right before, I also talked to him. He's like my therapist. So Mudahar, he's a very good guy. He's like recognized real.
Okay.
He's one of those real people.
Don't you think he's just manipulating you into his deep rap hypnosis techniques?
I don't know. It's crazy to me though, because I watched his first video when I was like 17, and the guy's younger.
What?
Yeah, he's been doing YouTube I think for a long time. Or when I was 18, it was around the time I graduated from high school.
Yeah.
And he's younger than me.
Damn.
I always thought this guy's like way older. I don't know. Yeah, crazy. So that's about the comeback video, and also the Discord. I mean, I didn't just say that. These people are so nice. By the way, I should send you an invite to the Discord.
Yes, please.
But just know before you enter the Discord that it's full of very disturbed people.
Exactly what I want. And it's apparently the Discord, guys, it's full of my face. So
yeah. By the way, that your emotion, your face when you do this, yeah. This is like the personification of the XD. You know when you write XD,
actually,
your
yes.
face looks exactly like XD. like like this. You have such an XD face.
That is so nice.
Yeah. But
I'm glad I could accomplish something in my life.
It's a very disturbing place. Just don't take it too seriously. Yeah. Especially this fucking one guy. Oh God, don't want to give him more attention. But yeah,
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that out to you because the Discord is really a great thing. Also, there is a Patreon questions thread. Patreon. Podcast 10 Patreon questions thread that's like 4 months old. We will still go through those questions.
Yes.
I won't be doing this for the next podcast just simply because I wanna like now my Patreon is like only $1, and I don't want to raise the prices again and do different tiers when I'm not sure yet. I have to find myself again with the content, you know. So once I feel comfortable again and I feel like, oh, I really found myself with the content, I'm more myself, I'm more relaxed, then I will make this more complicated. Yeah, then it's going to be again $100 for taking a picture of me. Yeah.
Bottled
so
Anton farts.
There's not going to be a podcast questions thread. I might do something like this in the Discord, but I just have to get back into the groove of things. By the way, another crazy thing. Let's talk about the new content. Good. I mean, I am extremely happy with the Mortal Kombat Days Gone.
Spoiler alert.
The Days Gone review.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more work than I expected. I thought my new reviews are just going to be super chill and I talk a little bit, edit 3 hours. It took a whole full day of editing.
Of course. Yeah.
But
worth it though.
Yeah, I enjoy making them. Yeah. I'm so much more relaxed. I'm having fun when I'm filming it with my wife. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm so much more relaxed. And I'm so much more happy when I do them. And also, the videos are still funny.
Of course.
And also, this video got 100,000 views. Kingdom Hearts 3, 30,000 views. And that was literally, I was like, why do I do this? And but overall, the most important thing for me was, when I uploaded this review, I thought, even if it gets 5,000 views, I don't care. I just want to do YouTube again for me, because I want to have...
In a way that is fun.
Yeah. For me, I want to have fun. I want to be real. I want to make people laugh. I want to bring smiles to people's faces and talk about things that I'm passionate about. Yeah. That's why I also want to make recipe videos, because my wife and I have been cooking so much food, and I want to do videos about that.
Okay, good. Wait, there was one thing I was going. Yeah, exactly. What exactly is it that is now less work? I mean, when I watched the video, at least to me, it didn't seem like, you know, that much different. So, except for, you know, you didn't have these sections and section transitions. It was more freestyle, but other than that, there was still the edits were still.
They were, but the reviews before were. I had to have an exact script, right? Because I'm reading it into a mic. I have to have an exact script, every word for word. When I do this, I just have like keywords on my screen, things to talk about. Then I freestyle it. Or I don't really freestyle. Freestyle sounds like I don't take it seriously. I just talk what's in my mind. Yeah. Okay. But the reviews before, every joke was scripted, right? Everything is scripted. Here I have to put this joke. There I have to put this joke. And then I have like 60 gigabytes of footage. Then I have to go through all the footage and give the footage a name, what happens in this footage, and mark where the jokes are. It was so much work. Fuck this. I'm never doing this again.
Okay.
But I still try to make it funny.
Is the monkey because the Ranton monkey is it still part of the?
I don't know.
I didn't even. I don't think it is in the new video.
I didn't put it there.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I'll put it.
It's a good logo.
Yeah. Also, maybe you've noticed the new outro music.
Yes.
I've been working together with a guy who's been a fan of mine, a Danish guy, Toby. I will put his link in every description of mine when I use his music. I paid him to give me some songs. He made 3 custom beats for me, and then they're like GTA inspired.
Oh, wow.
And he's so good.
Soviet connection.
He's so ridiculously good. Just respect to the man.
Is he a YouTuber or is he really a musician that just happens to be a fan?
Right now he's actually just chilling. He went to college and now he's just chilling at home. Okay. And he does beats and 3D modeling, and he's an amazing guy. Big fan of the show. Shout out to Toby. Just awesome.
Good.
And I will put his link in this description too, just so you can check out some other stuff that he did. So, wanna talk about Final Fantasy?
Okay, good.
Or wanna talk Sekiro first?
Yeah, let's start with the good stuff.
Okay.
So I mean, this is a gaming channel, so we need to have a gaming topic every once in a while. And for me, one of the games that I like in the last few years, games have I've gotten a little out of touch with them because big releases they're just not made for me. Like whenever
Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite. I played it a while. Turns out I'm too bad to enjoy it. And yeah, so but then the new From Software game was announced with this cool teaser where they had the prosthetic shown, and then when the gameplay came out, I was like, oh no, what are they doing? The game looks like you can jump. What is this?
Yeah, if you watch our podcast number 9, I think we talked about it.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, this looks good.
Yeah,
and you said,
and everything I heard about the game was like, there are no weapons and items in the world. Yeah, I was like, what? It's like one strike after the other, and then I forgot about it. Didn't even know when it was going to be released. Just forgot about it. And then, of course, having Anton as a brother, every now and then he's like, Andi, have you played this game? And I was like, oh yeah, it's out. Well, yeah, but I didn't like it when it was announced, so I'm not gonna buy it. And then a friend of my cousin, like over many connections.
Arthur's cousin?
Yes.
Our cousin, Arthur.
Our cousin. A good friend of him, he was called El Penetrator. He told me he had still a little bit of Steam money left over and nothing to do with it. And so I just
bought you the game.
Yeah, he bought me the game.
Why would he do
that? For 2/3 of the price.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I thought, okay, I'm not going to get a better deal than this. Let's go. Oh boy. And just because of this coincidence, I was able to play Sekiro, which turns out is one of the best From Software games ever.
That makes me so happy.
It's insane. Yeah. And I don't even get it. Like, there are so many things about the game that I really don't like, but fuck it.
That makes me so happy. What don't you like?
So I mean, the thing with the no items in the game, that actually does kind of suck. I mean, one of the charming things of Bloodborne and Soulsborne games is that you could, you found a weapon later in the game, and it turns out, if I built my character this way and this way, this weapon's gonna be good, and I want to use this weapon. So you make a new character, rush to this weapon, and have your character a completely different character with a completely different play style and weapon. This time you have your Kusabimaru, I think it's called, or something.
Ninja Schwert.
Yeah. And your different prosthetic arm things. And it's cool, and I don't really miss having other weapons, but I still think, the play style, while it's amazing, it's the same play style every playthrough. Yeah.
But we have to say the fighting system is...
Yeah, exactly. That's why it doesn't really matter,
it's
because...
so good.
Oh my God.
It's like, you feel like, counter.
It's so... the game dev said they wanted to make a combat that feels like crossing swords. and it feels exactly like I can't describe it better. It's like you feel like you're crossing swords and deflecting a chang, and then there's an opening and you. It feels so visceral and
it's amazing.
It's so good. And then the difficulty, exactly what I wanted. I've missed it.
It's way more difficult than the Souls games, the other ones, isn't it? I feel like it was. I played all the Souls games a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think this was the hardest I've ever played.
Well, it depends. Like I think the bosses in Sekiro are among the most difficult because they're so like usually when you have fantasy hack and slash games, the hardest bosses are like the ones where you are like humanoid and you like swordman against swordsman, and not these huge monsters. And in Sekiro, most of the bosses are humanoids, and that's why it's very difficult. But on the other hand, for example, there's a difficulty in Soulsborne games that is environmental. Yeah, you can fall off everywhere, and you can make a small mistake, and then you're dead. That doesn't exist in Sekiro. Like when you fall down somewhere, you don't die. You just lose a little bit of health, and you can't walk off cliffs by accident, and so on. It's
not a big deal.
And mainly because you have this prosthetic grappling hook. Even if you fall down somewhere, you can quickly get back.
But let me guess, you never stealth.
Oh, I do.
You do stealth?
Yes.
Guys.
Even the stealth is good. Yeah.
How do you do stealth?
I stealth and then I kill the guy. I mean,
you guys haven't seen Suffering until you've seen Andi play Hitman. Your brain is so... You look like a dyslexic, retarded Down syndrome kid when you play Hitman. You know that? Have you seen yourself play Hitman?
So I look real, yeah.
When I see Andi play Hitman, I'm like, don't scream, don't cry, don't kill me.
Don't kill him.
It's just like you walk around and you punch people and you walk away. What the fuck are you doing?
Excuse me. I'm asserting my dominance over the... Yes.
This is just pure suffering.
Hitman is hell for me.
Hitman is for me the perfect game.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But you actually can do stealth in Sekiro? You know how to do it?
I mean, to be fair, they made the stealth kind of for people like me. You can just run up to you can you have to sneak up to them and then kill them. You can run up to them, and before they notice you can death blow them. Okay. So I mean I don't stealth often. Yeah.
This wouldn't be a Ranton podcast without my subscribers losing respect for me.
Yeah.
So I have to talk about now why I cannot play Sekiro.
Okay. Yeah. Out yourself as a fool.
It's funny, my Discord, none of them like my opinions. They all hate me. Why do you even support me, guys? No, all of them are like, Anton, if it's a bad game, they know it's good. If I say it's a good game, they know it's bad. Okay, whatever. Just live your illusions. Yeah. No, but this one is another one of those issues where it's entirely personal. It's like one of those things where it just grinds my gears and I cannot take this. This is the reasons why I cannot play the Souls games for more than 5 hours. It's not the difficulty. It's not the mysterious whatever or the skill system. I like all of that. It's the way the worlds are designed, which is exactly what you love so much about these games.
What everyone loves about these
games. And
I
fucking hate it. I hate worlds that are like mazes. Where like, this path now underground leads to this. I can accept only two things. Either it's completely open world, like a Skyrim or Red Dead Redemption, like open world, or it's level by level strictly divided. I cannot take anything else. If I feel lost and I don't know which one is the right path, whereas I immediately lose all the fun.
Oh my God.
And with Sekiro, I had so much fun, and then it's like, where the fuck am I? I remember 1 hour ago there was another way to go. I fucking hate this shit. So I wish they did a game with this fighting system, but with like an actual open world. Or they made it linear, like a level, boss, but then cut, you get a rating, and the next level.
Yeah, but I don't fully get what you mean with open world. Like the world is open.
But it's not open like a Red Dead Redemption or Skyrim, where it's like you have this big map and you can go anywhere right away. It's like a lot of corridors that lead you in different ways. This corridor leads underground there.
Yeah, but that is also open. Or you mean big open space? Like a flat.
Big open space. Well, Skyrim is also not just a big open space. It had mountains too, but it's... if Caesar was here, he probably could explain exactly what I mean. These games are not open world. You progress through a world. And then you can retroactively... It's retroactively open. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess kind of, yeah. Yeah. I mean...
It's not an open world game.
You are right in a sense. Okay.
Oh man, I'm not a game designer. I'm sure there's a term for it.
Yeah.
Because this is not like a GTA or Skyrim or The Witcher open world where you can just go and explore. This is not, it is linear, but retroactively open and underground tunnels that there's no golden path, there's no quest marker. It's just it triggers me. And once I feel lost and I don't know where I am, I'm like I'm done.
Really?
I'm so retarded.
That's like the moment I feel lost is the moment where I think this is the game.
But isn't it funny that in the Surge you felt lost and I didn't?
Yeah.
The Surge I think was awesome.
That game triggered me so much. I think for a while when we played the Surge, we kind of switched personalities or something.
I mean, honestly, I gotta say the Surge is the best Souls-like game I've ever played.
What is wrong?
Come on, you also loved it. Just the last level.
I loved it. Yeah, exactly. Until the end.
Yeah. I think the Surge, it was so much fun. I can't wait for the second one. German developers too.
Yeah.
Just respect. I mean, they did Lords of the Fallen too. And you really enjoyed Lords of the Fallen.
Is that the Lord of the Ring game?
No.
Oh, yeah.
You said it's really good?
The one before, yeah.
Oh, like
yeah,
really
that
big.
was... beard.
Yeah. So, I just hope for a Skyrim-like open world with a Souls-like fighting system.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even though I'm not a reviewer, I'm giving Sekiro easy. It's for me, it's an easy 10 out of 10.
Really?
And I implore you, buy that shit.
Wow. Okay.
It's very, very good. Except if you're Anton.
It's true. I fully admit. Yeah. The next thing I want to talk about before Andi has prepared apparently a huge, massive Final Fantasy 15 rant.
As a good friend of mine said, strike the iron while it's smolderingly cold. I have a Final Fantasy 15 roast prepared because it's so relevant.
Before we get into that, I want to talk about Devil May Cry 5.
Good. I have a few questions there.
So something very interesting. First of all, I want to say that was quite. It was interesting to me because that game. Rewind. Start over again. Yeah. In February, a lot of games came out. Crackdown 3 came out.
Yeah.
Dude, I think
massive turd.
They oh my god, unreal.
Yeah.
I would like to know the development hell that this game was. They postponed it like 5 times. I think at some point Microsoft said, get this thing out of this office or I will murder everyone involved with this project. Seriously, it's such a turd ball. They didn't even care anymore at all.
Yeah.
Just get this out because the more you delay something, it just gets more expensive.
Yeah.
I think they just had to cut their losses, release it. We don't want to lose any more money with this. It's a disaster. Yeah. First 2 hours, I was like, cool, it's fun. It's like Crackdown, you jump around. Yeah. And then 5 hours later, okay, you still jump around.
This is still like Crackdown. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's fucking boring as hell. Then Far Cry New Dawn, these reskins, man. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to spend money on that shit?
Very dumb.
They don't even hide it anymore. They say, like, this is a reskin of the previous game. It's a filler for the next Far Cry game.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't it a full price game? It's a ripoff.
I mean, yeah, that's been what's happening with the World of Warcraft expansions.
Yeah.
Like,
and also this whole pink style thing's not my
Okay.
Then Jump Force. Oh my lord, I didn't want to believe it. Do you know Jump Force?
Yes, we talked about it in the last podcast where you were like, oh, that game looks good. And I was like, what about it looks good? It looks like the most generic garbage.
No. I still stand by the fact that I think it looks awesome. But the fighting system is so bad.
Okay.
I'm just speechless how bad it is. I got a friend over, we played for 1 hour, and we just laughed for 1 hour how shitty it is, and then I uninstalled it, and I was done with it.
Like a Def Jam Icon bad, or?
Worse.
No.
Def Jam Icon, you tried, like in Def Jam, you tried to understand how it works.
Yeah.
And you're like, it works, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
This game, you're just like, this is a joke. This must be some sort of joke.
Oh my god.
It's insane.
Oh my god.
It's just insane. And I fell for that shit. And then, so these games really depressed me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I cannot review this anymore. Mm-hmm. And I said in my comeback video that when Devil May Cry 5 came out, I thought, whoa, this is fun. And I realized I still can't do a review. Mm-hmm. I don't want to write down these jokes. Yeah. I just want to enjoy.
Yeah.
So I finished the game. And I gotta say, I don't think it's good. And here's why. I think I'm really disappointed in it.
Okay.
Have you played it?
No, not yet, because I was actually waiting for a review, but
I haven't seen any other review mention this.
Yeah.
But the controls are so bad.
Massively overloaded. I heard.
So yeah, unbearable.
Yeah.
Unbearable. I could not play this anymore.
Yeah.
Already like 4 hours in, I didn't have fun anymore because I thought this control, I'm getting cramps in my fingers because you have to hold 6 buttons at the same time. It's like, no, this is not hack and slash games. There are good hack and slash games.
Yeah.
This is not that hard to do, I think.
Yeah.
Just look at Bayonetta or
exactly.
Dante's Inferno or the old God of War games.
Yeah.
This is possible to do. It's possible to do attacks without having to hold 6 buttons at the same time. And I just had no fun anymore. I finished it. I don't think the boss fights, some of them were good, some of them were not that good. But the controls were for me unbearable. And I couldn't take it anymore. So, yeah.
The controls are your only real gripe with the game, or
yeah, but they are usually controls are something that I mean, I'm such an let me just say I'm a very experienced gamer, and usually I don't have issues with controls. I can get used to almost anything.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't remember the last time where I thought, the controls in this game are.
Usually you get used to things.
Yeah.
But this game is like when you have to be fast and quickly and react, and then I have to hold 3 buttons and switch weapons, and it's like. My head hurts and I can't enjoy this.
Is it? I mean, it's on PC, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I played on the controller.
Yes, but does it not have like keyboard support?
I never use keyboard for games.
Yeah, I mean, why would you?
It probably has.
But doesn't it allow for customization of keys or something?
I don't know. I usually always play on.
Okay.
I didn't look. It probably has.
Yeah.
But I would love it would be great if you played the game, because then I would love to know what you think. Maybe you should try it.
Yeah, maybe.
But I couldn't enjoy this.
I'll try.
And also, kind of funny, the game got such great reviews, and then all these gaming news channels, none of them talked about what a rip-off DLC this game had. Like YongYea and LegacyKillaHD, they all love to shit all over everything. Yeah. But once a game gets good reviews and everyone loves it, they don't dare to talk shit. Because this game sold. The game was released, and then it had already like 20 DLC about you can get another alternative background song while you play the game. Small shit, another costume, another $2, please. But then they didn't say anything. Man, I'm just gonna say it. I can't stand these channels, man.
Yeah.
They hate video games. Again, this is not personal, but they take every chance to shit on games, and it's so negative. Such a negative energy. Yeah. I try to do the opposite, even though I also shit on games. But when I shit on games, I try to make it fun. Yeah.
You actually shit it out of your asshole.
Yeah, and everyone laughed. Yeah. And come on, we all love games. Who cares?
Like, I don't know how this works on YouTube, but I can't bear to watch people rant. I mean, if someone's like, in this video, like angrily thrashing something, it doesn't matter if I agree or not. I can't bear to watch it. It's just so aggressive.
I do have to say that I'd rather have them than not have them, though. I thought about this. I'd rather, because what they do is they do hold certain companies accountable.
Yes,
right?
yes.
If EA does something shitty, they make a video on it. It gets 1 million views, and that's great.
That's fair. Fair point.
I actually would rather have them than not have them. Doesn't mean that I like them though, because it's only bad news all the time. Yeah. Like, and also this Legacy Killer guy. I mean, guys,
who is that?
Is another gaming news channel, and he's very smart how he does his videos. There's a piece of news that's one tweet from a developer. He makes a 15-minute long video where he does a wrap up of the whole story, and then the last bit is like, and then the new news is that this guy tweeted this. So
subscribe. Yeah, smash that subscribe.
He recaps the whole story so far. Yeah, there's no piece of news in there.
Okay.
And he repeats everything he says before. Like I said, I don't hate Anthem, but I also don't like Anthem. Never express certainty. If you don't like something that's popular, don't say that you really hate it. It's like, it's like I fucking such pussies, man. For example, GameRanx also.
GameRanx. Yeah.
They do this before you buy series.
Yes.
When I watch their videos, like, you little shits, you little dishonest, why don't you just say? Why just come out and say it? It's like, just say what you think. Yeah. Like, oh, this thing it's not my thing, but I totally understand. For example, for me, it's like, sometimes that is the case. Yeah. But sometimes something is that shitty that I'm like, no. No. Yeah. If you like this, you suck. Yeah. Yeah. For example,
Sekiro world.
Oh! Yeah, the Sekiro. Well, I don't know. I'm just, when I do it, it's fine.
It explodes.
No, but I don't know. I'm not afraid to shit on popular games, though. Yeah. Like, I still, okay, here's the difference. Now I got it. The difference is, I can also understand just things that are matters of opinion, but then I'm not afraid to say that I think it fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these people are like, this is not really my thing, but it has a fan base. Maybe I just have to get used to it. Yeah. No.
Okay.
That's not how I do it, at least. So I'm better than that. No, I mean, I don't know. Just these people that are scared to express certainty, scared to go against the current, to swim against the current.
Because one of my favorite channels, gaming channels, is the Gaming Brit Show. I don't know if you know it. And he did a 1 hour video on Devil May Cry 5. Because I mean, he has a whole Devil May Cry retrospective thing, really well done. He's awesome, and I haven't watched it yet, but it really seems to be like coming from the heart. If he makes a 1 hour video on Devil May Cry 5,
please play it, and I really want to know if I'm the idiot here.
Okay.
Because just in terms of controls, because the cutscenes, Andi, the cutscenes are awesome. Mm-hmm. The style is amazing. Everything is perfect. Yeah. Really. So I just
okay.
I wanna see you play the game and tell me what you think.
You played the one before, right? The remake, the DMC one?
I found it.
Where you had to hold a button and then Dante was using a different weapon.
I remember that you liked it and I didn't like it.
Yeah, but there were many other factors in this game that we disagreed on. Mm-hmm. But I remember the controls, like at the end of the game you had like 5 or 6 weapons or something. And when you were holding like the right trigger, like you had to hold it and then Dante was using, I don't know, some weapon. And then you let it go, then he was using the sword. So like you had like 3 controls or 3 move sets, one with like holding this trigger, one with holding this trigger, and one with holding none.
It's been too long. And it was 2014.
Okay, but the new one isn't like that.
No,
that's not the control problem.
No,
like,
no,
okay.
No. It wasn't. The issue is not so much with the switching. It's part of it.
Okay,
it's a holistic issue. It's part of many things.
Stop using fancy words.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just try it.
Yeah.
Try it.
I will.
And I want to know what you think.
Good.
Ay.
So
that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Now, to crush the cookie. Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Ranton subreddit?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's been going up.
Yeah,
right
I wake up every morning and I'm like, I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Subreddits are awesome, and
the memes are just delicious.
Yeah. At the beginning, like the comic reader, that was Lars, right? Like at the beginning, he was like running the subreddit by himself. Thank you so much, Lars. You're the best. You're a real hustler.
You saved this community.
And now, like people are posting real memes.
Have you seen this one meme? It's like kids in class, teachers coming, autistic kid, and then it's a picture of me on the floor running. Good shit, man.
To be honest, like having you be memed on is like, that was one of the first things that I thought of when I saw the style of videos you're making. Like it's perfect. That's what we need.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Getting
for example, I never expected that pistol dick shot.
Yeah.
I had it in my mind to be kind of funny, but when I edited it, I was fucking dying. This was so funny.
Were you like one shot and the pistol?
That was everything not planned. Yeah. Oh fuck, so good.
Awesome.
Okay, let's get into Final Fantasy.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave you the floor now. Yeah.
Yes. I hope this works because. Okay, so guys, maybe you remember Final Fantasy 15, maybe not. Yeah, but the game came out, and from what I know, it had a huge amount of hype. Like Anton kept telling me, "Oh, Final Fantasy 15, like wow, what?"
I'm not even a Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and
aficionado.
Personally, like since Final Fantasy 10 mainly, I've played I think every installment, and they vary in quality. So I wasn't that hyped, but when I heard new Final Fantasy, let's go. And yeah, like me. The world kind of fell silent after it came out. Like we talked about this before.
We talked about this a very long time ago already.
Yeah. When the game came out, like no one was like, yeah, want to play Mario Kart?
I love these situations when a game that's really hyped comes out and it's not bad, but it's not really that good, and then nobody kind of dares to say anything. Yeah. It's like everyone's like, yeah, okay, what's next? What comes out next? Yeah. Everyone's looking at each other. What do other people give? What kind of rating do they give?
Is it safe to say that?
Yeah. That was Final Fantasy 15.
So, yeah, but that was like the first feeling. But now, a few years later, looking back on it, I really gotta say the game is a total piece of shit. It's an absolute ass. And it's mainly because of 3 points. Yeah, I thought this out. Yeah.
Okay,
So, okay, point 1.
Bring this.
Yeah.
Bring this.
Point 1. The driving.
But you always hate driving.
No. It's even worse. The first half of the game, I shit you not, is like a 20-hour-long unskippable loading screen where you do nothing and just watch a car go along a road, and then you reach your destination, speak with one guy, and then you drive somewhere else 20 minutes.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it.
I thought you can just freely drive around.
No, you sit in a car that you cannot control, where no one speaks and nothing is happening, and you can't skip it, and you just sit there and wait.
Can you skip? Can you
no,
fast forward?
no. At the end, you can fast travel, but it's so convoluted, and no one ever tells you that you can. That the devs probably don't want you to fast travel. Like, it feels like hacking. Fast travel and
That's insane.
yeah. The first half of the game is just waiting and looking at the screen and doing nothing. I couldn't believe it. What is wrong with the people? Yeah. That was the first thing. But after when you torture yourself through the first half of the game, that's done. Yeah, no more driving. Okay, good. The second point is the combat and gameplay. Like, I don't want to, shit too much on it, because from what I've heard, some people actually think this combat is strategically deep and makes sense. I don't think so. I think it's absolute uncontrolled. Like, personally, one thing that I hate is when you have teammates that you can't control, like, you can't really control them.
Can you give them orders?
Kind of, but not really. Like, the fighting is. Have you ever played a game where there are 4 melee characters trying to hit like one small mob? That's what it feels like. You have 4 huge.
Is it real time or turn based?
Real time. Yeah. You have like these 4 huge men that are trying to hit like a small pudding on the ground, and everyone's like there's a term for it when 2 hitboxes collide and they push each other away without having an animation. Like, it's
I don't know.
they're kind of floating through the space. It's horrible. Let me put it this way: if the best strategy is to let your 3 teammates die and do everything solo, something's not correct in this fighting system.
Can you solo it?
Kind of, up until the
team members?
I mean, even the spoiler alert, even the final boss is 1-on-1. You don't have your team, and I think that's like the devs thought, let's make the final boss fun. So it's I don't know, it just didn't work for me. Maybe it's the Monster Hunter effect that I just didn't get it, but nothing was ever explained anywhere. So fuck that. Which leads me to my next. Third and most important
story,
point.
Right?
Not really story. It's the thing is, it's a systemic problem of most Final Fantasy games. It's been part of the Final Fantasy series since I've known it. I played it, and that is the world that it plays in is not correctly introduced to you. Like, the entire world and the way it is told, the way the story is told, you cannot understand it, because nothing in this entire universe is ever really introduced to you. Like, you play for half an hour, watch the car go for half an hour, and then there's a huge cutscene where someone tells you, like, Insomnia has fallen and the Empire, and you don't know anything.
Yeah. They expect you to already care.
They expect you to get what's going on.
Yeah.
And be careful. I'm not saying it doesn't make any sense. Games, like, stories don't need to make any sense. Best example is Metal Gear Solid 4. That game makes 0 sense,
really?
and it's one of the best story cinematic
Metal Gear 4?
Yeah, the game makes absolutely no.
I didn't play Metal Gear Solid 4, but
sense.
I'm scared that you just triggered like half the audience.
No.
I heard that Metal Gear Solid 4 is like amazing.
It is amazing in every sense, but it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, Final Fantasy 15, I don't know if it makes sense or not, because nothing is ever introduced to me. I cannot
it's just bad writing.
Put everything in perspective because I don't know anything about this world.
That's just bad writing then, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's like it would be like all of these problems would be solved if you introduce, like, for example, have a world map. The game doesn't have a world map. I cannot imagine this.
No, I've seen a map screen before.
Yeah, it's a small part of the world. that's also one. You are on this continent. When you zoom out max, you see this continent, and then about halfway into the game, there's a huge cutscene, and then you wake up in a train, and you click on the map screen. It's a whole different continent. No one ever explains where, what, why am I here? What is this? Where am I? What is this world? Yeah, and that is so sad because there are a few moments in this game that I think, like when you watch the cutscenes, they have the potential to be really powerful and good, but instead they're just so cringe because you don't get anything.
I think it's a very divisive game.
Yeah.
I think I talked to somebody in the Discord before who said that he loved the game. I don't know. It's very, very divisive. But I do agree that overall this was probably not what was expected.
For example,
I mean, I think you can kind of see if games are a development hell when they get delayed a lot. Probably.
Was it?
I think it was delayed quite
a
lot of times. Wasn't it? I think it was.
I don't know. But
the hype was like unreal. I don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy. Never have, never will. But even for me, the hype was unreal. Like, holy shit, that looks good.
But I mean, I could get it if it was just a Final Fantasy 15 problem. But it's been a problem in many Final Fantasy games.
But you love Final Fantasy, what is it, 12? No,
7? 10. 10 was the one where they did it correctly. Yeah, and
it's like one of your favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it's weird that they always are like hit or miss with this.
Like maybe it's not the same team. Maybe it's because every Final Fantasy game is like stands on its own, right?
Yeah. And they also don't have much to do with each other, if at all. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think it's that hard to introduce you to this world. Yeah.
Japanese writing is very hit.
It's weird. It sometimes I get the feeling that it's maybe also in Japanese movies, or they have this thing that they just don't introduce stuff. Yeah.
In anime as well.
Yeah. Like there's one scene towards the end of Final Fantasy 15 where you have like a ring that is seemingly important. I don't know what this is, and then the Noctis, the main character, like when he dons the ring, he's gonna become king, something like that. And then he sits there like alone and does like and I get that maybe this is like a huge pivotal moment, and I was like, oh my god, he's so brave
but
for doing this.
Feeling it.
But it's so cringe because I don't get anything there. No one has ever explained anything to me.
I know one thing is that if you don't get something that I'm Usually when I don't get something, I ask you and then you explain it. But if you don't get it, then I think we're lost.
And like, or the whole the ending, it's so like cinematically awesome and but I still waiting for the introduction for the game. It's so horrible. Yeah. So
I think GTA 5 has a similar issue actually, where the whole story is like, I don't understand what's happening. What's the story? And then it's over. And it's like, what was the story now? It's so bad. Yeah. Characters are good though.
But at least that plays in like our world. In Final Fantasy, they play in like fantasy worlds, and nothing is introduced to you here.
I want to talk about one more thing. I want to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 because I've recently 100%ed this game.
Okay. Real quick. So Final Fantasy dead. Yeah. Burn your copies. I hate it. Thanks. I hate it.
Now you finally got it off your chest.
It's been burning inside me for so long, and I really needed to get it out because that was one hell of a shit turd game that I forced myself through.
Okay, I want to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 very quickly because I played through this game. I 100%ed it now.
Awesome.
It is one of the biggest games ever, and I want to say that this game, when I played it for the review, I didn't rush it. I went through it fairly. I think I reviewed it well. I saw enough of the content. But now that I 100%ed it, I just realized how much I missed. And I just want to say that Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best game of all time ever.
It has surpassed Red Dead Redemption 1.
Yeah. And I want to say that, Andi, you would play the game and maybe you wouldn't enjoy the gameplay, but the story. And I've noticed this in the end, how obsessed the people who made this game, they were obsessed with telling a story. And I don't mean this in a negative way. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. So let's spoil it. Okay?
Yeah, I mean,
you guys by now you should know it. It's been half a year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it now. What happens? Yeah.
I'm gonna say the ending.
I'm gonna say the ending now. So I'm gonna count to 3. You have time. 1, 2, 3. So Arthur dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the epilogue, you still have like 2 chapters where you play John again. John Marston. and then there's one mission where he just goes with his wife to the city, and you take pictures together, and then you row out into the sea, and you marry her, and that's the mission. And it's so beautiful, but the whole time you know that when you play the first one that he's gonna die and she's gonna be a widow, and the son is gonna go down the same shitty. And when I saw this, and I was like, they are so obsessed with telling a story. They love these characters so much. And I also realized Red Dead Redemption 2 is pure depression. It is pure depression.
Like the game doesn't end well for anyone.
Yeah. And also chapter 6 is the last chapter when you play as Arthur. It's when Arthur has tuberculosis. He realized that he's dying. And there were some side missions that I didn't play the first time I finished it. You can totally miss these missions, and I think they're so crucial. In chapter 2, in the very beginning, Arthur, as part of there's a German guy called Herr Strauss. He's part of your camp, and he lends money to people, and then he sends you to extort them and get the money back plus.
Okay.
He's a real dickhead.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's one guy on a farm, he's called Mr. Downs, and then you beat him up because you want the money, and the guy spits blood on your face. And this is actually the moment that Arthur gets infected with tuberculosis.
But it's never.
It's a tiny little side mission. Yeah. It's a tiny side mission that you have to do.
Yeah.
That you forget immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
But this is the moment that Arthur got infected. And you see in chapter 6, Arthur, so many things from the previous chapters happen. You see what happened, the consequence of it. So at some point in chapter 6, when Arthur looks already sick, he sees Mr. Downs. Mr. Downs has died. Sees his wife prostituting herself in another town, and he sees her. And then he runs after her, and she runs away from him because like, you ruined my life, blah, blah, blah. And then Arthur's like full of regret, and then he finds her, and then he tries to give money to her, and she doesn't want to have it. And she's like, just take the fucking money and leave, have a better life. I can't take back what I did. The last chapter of Red Dead Redemption is full of moments where Arthur just tried to undo everything what you made in the past chapters. Yeah. The last chapter is pure regret.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you right now, if you play Red Dead, in this chapter 6, do all the side missions. Do all of them, because these missions truly form his personality. There's also on the top northeast side end of the map, there is a woman that you can find who is sitting in front of her husband's grave, and she's starving. She's gonna die there, and you can help her. You can teach her how to hunt, and then you can find her 3 more times, and they kind of fall in love with each other a little bit. She gives a kiss to Arthur, and they fall in love a little bit, but Arthur's already like coughing up blood there, and he dies. And then you can go back to her as John, and you can tell her about what happened to Arthur. And it's just so sad. And the last chapter is pure regret. It shows the choices that Arthur made, how they come back to haunt him, and he's trying to undo everything. It is the best game, the best story I've ever seen.
I can't believe that why does it have to be a Western game with cowboys? Why can't it be a science fiction fantasy game?
I'm telling you, even I don't give a shit about Western. Yeah. I don't care about Western. It's just a fantastic game. And all the mini stories, dude, you cannot believe this. You can go into a shop. There's one city where the gun shop owner has a child, has like a young boy chained into his basement, and you can only find this out if you point the gun to him and rob him and tell him go into the basement. And then the gun shop owner breaks down because he lost his son, and the kid looks similar, and he said that he was going to release him anyways, and he's so sorry, and then he breaks down crying in front of you, and then you can decide what to do. This game is so full of stories. They were obsessed with telling stories, and I just pure respect to Rockstar Games. I do think that this game has a huge amount of flaws in the gameplay area and the menus and the UI, because it just does not feel very smooth in terms of gameplay. The first one was just more direct. It was quicker, more accessible. But overall, it's insane what they did. Yeah, I just wanted to say this again, because now that I've seen basically everything this game has to offer, I can say that it's the best game ever made.
Nice.
Just for the story alone.
Great.
Yeah, and you wanted to talk about the black hole?
Before we get there, one quick question: is it like one of the things that is kind of turning me off a little bit from Red Dead? Is the story told in cutscenes, or is it more told like you have control of your character and you just walk and listen? It's both, right?
It's totally both.
So it's impossible to just like say watch cutscenes from Red Dead.
If you just watch the cutscenes,
you're not gonna get it.
A lot of it is because you also have to do some minor decisions, and a lot of it is just when the game is so well written that a lot of the issues that happen within the gang are conveyed to you via small comments during the gameplay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
You see the relationships of the characters falling apart and the distrust between Dutch, the gang leader, and you. You see that deteriorating, not via one moment, but it slowly happens. And it's small, tiny moments where Dutch says something like, all this doubting, Arthur. He just says that during a mission. It's all these small moments that add up. And when you play, you just feel like this Arthur's gonna die, and he just tries to turn this ship around, but he can't. And it doesn't work if you just watch the cutscenes.
Okay.
Actually, just like God of War.
Too bad. Yeah.
In God of War, you can't just watch
the new God of
cutscenes.
War. Yeah. I mean, it barely has any
because it's like
I call it cinematic gameplay. You're still somewhat in control, but
during the cutscenes you have no control, but it transitions.
Smoothly. Yeah. Okay.
Funny thing is, I would say that God of War is a more perfect game. Like, I would really argue that God of War is almost a perfect game. I also replayed it 100%.
Yeah.
And isn't it crazy that I'm still not sick of it? I just want more content. Awesome. But I have everything.
Yeah.
I have everything now in the game.
I have everything.
I can do. There's nothing more I can do. I crafted every piece of equipment, even the ones that I don't need. I crafted everything. I have everything. I can do nothing else.
You got all the Valkyrie bitches.
Yeah, of course.
And Niflheim arenas, everything.
Yeah. And I still want more, and I just want more. Isn't that crazy?
They could just put the camera maybe half a meter.
No, really?
Just a little bit, a tiny bit.
I thought that was good.
Yeah,
it's like a Hellblade. Yeah, the camera up in the front. I like that.
Yeah,
sometimes
it does have its moments, but sometimes I just wish like for half a meter more, so I could see a telegraphed attack from the side.
The creative, I don't know if it's the creative director or producer. I don't know these fucking
the boss.
The boss, the Cory Barlog, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He did a kind of a presentation somewhere where he talked about God of War.
He's pretty active. Like there are many videos of him like after God of War was released where he talks about the process.
And he said something that resonated with me so much, and that I noticed. This is the kind of stuff that I like too: is simple story, complex characters. This is always what I love too. Don't have a too complex story, but have very deep characters within that story.
The exact opposite of Kingdom Hearts, right? No story and million characters.
No, but the characters also. Oh God.
Yeah.
Really, I have no respect for Kingdom Hearts fans.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, the Gaming Brit Show. I know you love it, but
pathetic.
This cannot stand.
No.
Pathetic.
You cannot watch a recap of Kingdom Hearts story and tell me this is good writing.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, no.
Fuck. No, you can't. And you can't tell me that the gameplay is good if all the fighting is pressing one button.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's horrible.
I cannot. And this is, for example, one of those things where I'm like, this is not an opinion.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts is garbage, and if you don't like it, then I'm sorry.
But I'm not sorry. So sorry to get you off track. Yeah, but what was it? Simple story, complex characters. Yeah.
This is what I like too.
Okay, that's personally not the way to get me on board. But
you like actually complex stories.
Yeah. I personally think that the story of God of War 3 is like its biggest weak point. I think it was absolutely oof. But
I kind of shifted on that. Didn't we talk about this before?
Yeah.
I think it's because we both had a very different expectations when we went into it. This story is just a father and son story.
Yes, it is.
And that's how after I replayed it, that's how I saw it, and it's just amazing, the relationship. Of course, the whole God thing, there's so much more that can be done, but I think this was a setup for a new universe, and I hope that in the next one they get deeper into this sort of Thor and Odin stuff. And I just saw this as a father and son story.
It stands to reason that they do that. And I think if you just focus on the father-son aspects, it's actually very good. They flesh that out really well. But like the pacing and the rest, the story was too long for what it was trying to do.
Maybe,
it got kind of...
I do agree that sometimes they stretched it hardcore.
It stretched it hard. And one thing that this podcast, we're getting to the small things in gaming that I hate, is a talking head character.
Oh, come on.
I hate it when you have a companion that's just there for comments.
But I think that was done well.
No, I don't know. I just don't like it if someone comments on what I do in this world. Yeah? Like when there's a huge boss like flying over the one of the dragons, he flies like over there, and I was like, wow. And then I had like, yeah, that's pretty impressive, right? Shut the fuck up.
Okay. I thought it was fun because I think he didn't feel like an alibi character. because he was like the tree guy.
Yeah.
I think was well introduced. It was a cool character. Thought that was okay. Oh, well, let's not get back into this whole shtick. The black hole thing.
So,
this kind of passed me by. There's a picture
because
of
you're a peasant or what?
Tell me about this.
So, okay. That's my short science topic this week, this podcast. So maybe you remember, if you were on the internet a few weeks back, there was the release of the first ever picture of a black hole. And apparently it also was pretty memeable, so it got super viral and was memed hardcore. And maybe if you've seen it, just Google it, black hole picture, very easy. And one thing that I wanted to
turn on safe search.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's actually not a bad idea. And one thing that, like, when there are big science channels that talk about it and they explain the science behind it, very important. But I think one thing that kind of gets like a little under the weight of the science is these. When you look at the picture, it doesn't look very impressive. It actually doesn't look very pretty at all. But the thing that makes it so special, as always with these huge scientific things, is the whole thing to get it.
The process
of getting where you are. And that is what's so impressive. Like the end result, is just a small pixely donut. Yeah? But to have, like, I don't know, do you know about the specifics in it?
No.
So the black hole is very far away, and because of that, it's very small. And to get, like, to see smaller and smaller things on the sky, your telescopes need to be bigger and bigger. Like the bigger the telescope, the smaller the things you can see. And to see that black hole, someone calculated that you would need a telescope the size of the Earth. And everyone was like, yeah, obviously that's not possible, so let's forget it. But actually, someone had then, many scientists then developed a technique where you could, like, have telescopes all over the world and simulate that the entire world is one big telescope.
Holy shit.
And so it sounds like so science fiction-y. It sounds like Armageddon, Transformers, Attack of the whatever. Yeah. That the entire world, like, builds these points and then they connect to each other, and then the entire world forms like this super beam and but that's actually what happened. There was a network, I think, of 9 different observatories all around the world, South Pole, Hawaii, everywhere. And they all focused on their mirrors onto the telescope, onto the thing, and then that's how they got it. So,
But the way I understand it is that same thing with NASA. Like, a lot of these pictures they release, they're not pictures. These are composites.
Absolutely.
This is what it's not entirely clear to me. So this thing of the black hole is not something that you could see.
No, it's actually
it's a calculation.
It's a calculation, and it's not even visible light. So
exactly. So this is what you have to explain to me. Like, obviously, this is not something that anyone saw.
No,
this is a calculation and a composition of a lot of numbers, essentially.
Yes,
and then a visual interpretation.
Exactly. It has to be said that this is not, like, if you were standing before the black hole, it would not look like this.
Or if you looked,
because the picture you see it has an artistic interpretation to it. Yeah. It just doesn't look like that, but it's a fitting way to visualize it.
I wouldn't, because the way you just said it discredits it a little bit. I wouldn't say that they just thought what would look cool. They did try to think about how would this look like, and then that was subject to interpretation. But it wasn't like they didn't put artists to work. These were scientists that thought about how would this look. They didn't make it pink, for example.
Well, it's a little more artistic freedom than you think.
But the scientists, they did try to make it look the way they thought it would look.
Not really. I mean, see, the thing is, this picture. Let's get a little bit more into science. This picture is taken. It's radio waves. A black hole emits radio waves. Radio waves are invisible. They have no color. You can't see them. And this picture actually doesn't tell you anything about the visible part of the black hole. It just tells you about the radio waves. And radio waves have no color. So you can color them in whatever way you like.
Yeah, but I think the scientists thought, because it's like a black and then there's some red.
Red and yellow.
Orange.
It's just it's a fitting way, and
that's what I meant.
Yes, but
they didn't make it blue, blue,
yes,
green,
yes,
purple.
yes. But it doesn't really tell you anything about how it looks.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, the most impressive thing for me was like the whole world working together. That's like as Hollywood as it fucking gets. And science is rarely Hollywood. Yeah, science is usually pretty,
slow and boring and expensive.
What do you call it? Flashy. Like there's not much
unceremonious.
Yeah, unceremonious ceremonious stuff happening. And whenever that happens, it makes me so happy.
Yeah,
it was awesome to see. Yeah. And I'm glad it got so viral.
Before we get into our endgame discussion, because I want to leave a lot of space for that, let's go through some of the Patreon questions.
Good.
Because our endgame discussion is going to be epic.
Oh my God.
Holy shit, I can't wait. Okay. If you were able to travel anywhere in the world, no restrictions on budget or anything, where would you go? Man, I love these Patreon questions. There's just a fresh air, man. I just love this shit. So, but let's go through them quickly.
Okay.
Where would you travel?
For me, I would like to travel to Dark Sector Lab on the South Pole.
God, what a nerdy fucking answer.
Yeah,
Pathetic.
I'm sorry. Anywhere else.
Such a nerd answer, man.
I'm sorry. Anywhere else in the world, I can go.
But that is actually cool.
Yeah.
South Pole would be okay. Now, what you said. And also, I'm boring. I just want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
I would love to go to New Zealand.
It's called Dark Sector Lab. Another Hollywood thing.
Iceland.
Iceland.
No, but really, Japan is high up on my list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agreed on that.
How much you play indie games compared to AAA? Oh, this, by the way, leads me to an issue that we should talk about maybe a little bit more, but I have worries about time. Dude, I've just seen a video of this. There's this tiny channel called Overbite Gaming, like 700 subscribers.
He's been sticking to you from the beginning.
Yeah, and I kind of know these guys, very cool guys. And he just made a video about him talking about how he's been kind of like you, disappointed in AAA games recently, past kind of getting like numb to it. And I talked to Caesar on the phone 2 weeks ago for like 3 hours on the phone.
Caesar is our game dev connection.
Yeah, and he's going to come back on the podcast, by the way. We still have to make a date. No homo. And he also said that he's been kind of like, he hasn't been feeling these games. And I felt the same way recently with AAA games. A lot of them were big letdowns. And I've really burnt some money. I don't know what went wrong in my head that I bought Anthem.
Anton.
I don't know what happened. Dude, when I saw the E3 footage, we talked about the podcast and I said, who the fuck is hyped about Anthem? What a joke. This looks pathetic. I was right. The whole time I had no hype. And then somehow with the marketing they did before release, it looked kind of better and better. And I never played looter shooters. And I thought I'm going to give one looter shooter a chance.
Borderlands.
Well, that's offline. That's fun.
Okay.
But I thought I'm going to just give them a chance. Maybe this is fun, these looter shooters. Well, you saw what happened.
Yes.
I have 3 hours in the game.
Oh my god. Too late to refund, right?
Probably actually one of the biggest gaming mistakes I've made.
Okay.
Usually, and I knew it. I knew that this was gonna be shit. I just thought try it once. And what a disaster. How much do you play indie games?
Well, would you consider Path of Exile an indie game? Then I play mostly indie games.
I feel like indie games a lot of times are just better also. I mean, some of the best games I've played, Enter the Gungeon.
Yes.
I still play Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And also Hollow Knight.
Next one of my absolute favorites.
Sequel got announced.
The Silk. Yeah.
I really think that indie games people should look at those.
They have a degree of freedom that AAA games don't have. Yeah. And usually if they play to their strength, they have the potential.
Yeah, and I also think that indie games a lot of times, because they're more focused, they focus on one thing that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they make that really good.
Yeah, exactly. So I think indie games, you should keep an eye on this. Then SRSBSNS, what the fuck? What are you going to do when the Fagotrons find this channel and get you scuppered for offensive content? I love it and I love you. Kissameboji. Kiss me, big boy. But you're way over the line, according to the Thought Police.
Well, who are the Fagotrons? Fagotrons.
Points me the Fagotrons. I want to see them.
Fagotronis.
I don't know. I've been so far very lucky in terms of demonetization. It hasn't hit me. I totally expect it to start at any second.
Yeah.
And but then I will just rely on Patreon. I mean.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just want to get back into the grind. And by the way, my comeback video got claimed.
It got claimed already.
Got claimed for this 4 second the Shaolin song. 放下镰刀梦想放下
是吗?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Got claimed for this 4 seconds, so I didn't make a single cent, but it was worth it. I don't care.
I guess it's still up.
Yeah, I don't think my content is offensive.
No.
Because what I try to do is I try to contextualize jokes as much as possible, and I try to make it as clear as possible that it's not coming from a hateful place, and that it's coming from a place of fun.
Yeah.
I try to make myself the butt of most jokes. I make fun of everyone. Like if somebody comes to this channel and is like, he made a joke about Jews, stupid Jews, and you're a Christian, well, and then you start to hate me once I make jokes about your group, then you are not the kind of audience that I'm looking for. I just want people who can laugh about anything. Yeah. Just chill. Yeah. We make fun about everything. Yeah.
And is that maybe a question back to the question asker here? Is that really? Is YouTube demonetizing content like that? I always thought that demonetization is hitting mostly like political stuff.
No. They demonetize almost everything. I have no idea why I haven't got demonetized yet. Some videos have, but very rarely. Okay. But again, like I said, there's no hateful intention behind any jokes that I make. It's all just about making people laugh, and no one's is safe from jokes. No one's safe from jokes. And I try to make it.
No one should be.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to make it as clear as possible that it is joke. There's no political underlying message. He actually meant that. Oh, he's on that side. He's on that side. No. This is just about goofy fucking shit. No. This is just about making fun, having fun. Yeah. Okay? And if they come for me, I come on them. I like when you guys talk about music on the podcast. Andi talking about the first music that grabbed him as a kid, but also shaped him. And talking about the songs and albums that grab you by the zack. What do you think about Ranton Spotify playlist? The music suggestions on the podcast were pretty great.
Oh.
I don't have a Spotify. I don't use Spotify.
Well, that sounds like a really good idea. You don't we're doing a list of our favorite songs, and then someone can listen to them.
I have to pay for Spotify if I may. No,
actually, I don't know how that works.
I don't use Spotify. When I was in China, I missed so many developments in the modern world. Like the whole streaming thing. No.
Spotify is like.
Fuck Spotify.
It's like
I still download my music and then put it on my iTunes folder.
You peasant! Spotify is like water. I can no longer live without
Spotify. I don't use this shit.
Okay.
Okay. This is a whole separate issue of the whole licensing thing.
But that sounds pretty cool. Like having a list of our favorite songs, and then people can criticize us.
But you're just gonna have German rap in mind. No. I think let's do this very quickly. System of a Down is just the shit.
System of a Down, great.
I just recently watched their 2 hour long free live concert they did in Armenia, their first concert in Armenia, and it starts with them singing the song about the genocide, like freedom. It's like, honestly, I cried when I saw this.
I cry.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Dream Theater
and 3 Days Grace. The album 1X. The song Never Too Late. Yeah. It's like, oh fuck. The kind of shit he says there is like, oh fuck, man, so emotional.
Yeah. What's the question asker's name?
Control Alt V.
Okay, Control Alt V. If you're looking for suggestions, like the ones we gave right now, and one personally for me, listen to the new Avenged Sevenfold album. It's called The Stage, especially the last song. It's called Exist. Listen to it alone. Focus on the song. It will be an amazing experience, I assure you. If you're into metal, But even if you're not, just enjoys it, man. Just enjoy.
I always have to be embarrassed in front of Germans when I talk about my taste in music. Yeah. I feel like there's still a stigma.
A little, a little.
Yeah. Like German rap has become pretty mainstream over the last 5 years. Yeah. But I'm one of the old guard, and I don't care what anyone says. I started to listen to German rap when I was, I think, 9 or 8.
We bought King of Kings from Bushido.
That was 2002. I was 9 years old. Yeah. I was one of the originals. So fuck off.
None of that cringy Kollega shit today. Oh my Jesus.
Hey, you were a Kollega fan.
The new stuff that he produces is unlistenable.
Ich lade meine Baller, dann fallen meine Bänge, deine Mama vor der Kamera. Okay. Hey, my one-ton brothers. Love your last podcast. You need to do you need to do more PC. What does it mean? Like weekly or every 2 weeks and put it on Spotify.
Podcast. PC.
man, I want to put this podcast on Spotify. I don't know how it work. I want to put it on iTunes podcast. How it work? What's an RSS feed? I like try to do it twice, and then I'm like, put your RSS feed here. Like, what do you mean? What feed? Fucking, I'm gonna feed you my dick. So I wish I could put the podcast on Spotify. I don't know how.
Okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to talk about. I mean, H3H3 are doing weekly podcast. Are there any plans in doing so? No, but I do want to do it first Sunday every month.
Small announcement here. We plan in this rebooted Ranton channel to have one podcast a month on the first
Sunday of every month.
Yeah.
Because
he's right. We have many topics every time. Every time we're worrying about time and
because it's so much fun to talk.
Yeah.
I greeted you. Do you greet me back? I'm so retarded when I read comments, man. I don't know. I'm not an analphabet, okay? I can read, but this is just weird. And say hi to Caesar for me. I'll tell him.
Yeah.
That's Emre.
Emre Chirpan,
yeah. What chars do you guys main in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Oh, good question.
Fuck, so we haven't talked about yet. My guess, Ranton, Wolf, Greninja, Andi, Cloud oder Richter. Maybe the information is provided, but show me the leg sweep. Oh man, this is someone who's up to date on Ranton lore.
Oh my god.
If you play online, please add me. So first of all, I am a fucking Super Smash Pro and I destroy pussies. And you are really right. I play with Wolf.
Yes. Not bad, dude.
I also play with the one that every programmer says it's the worst character in the game, but I'm good with him.
I flat out disagree, but
what's his name? The boxer.
Little Mac.
Little Mac.
Yeah.
I'm such a beast with this guy, but he does have a lot of issues. But when I wanna play genuinely good, I play Wolf.
Yeah.
And Andi?
So my main is Zero Suit Samus. And Ridley. The
Ridley.
Yeah.
Bro, we have to do a rematch again. Maybe you got better.
Yes.
You played online, no?
Yeah, I played online for
Fuck.
Like for a while. The first character I started with was Corrin, and Anton kept dissing me that you can only play with these sword characters.
It's true. Sword characters
are so fucked up.
Boring and OP.
Yeah, but at that time I really gotten the counter thing that no pro ever uses into my muscle memory. And then when I played another character, I was just like down B, and the character was doing random shit, and it was the worst. But now I think I got to a point where I'm pretty good with Zero Suit Samus.
I don't respect anyone who plays sword characters in Smash. Because they're also just boring. A sword, give me a break.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you work at a normal job besides YouTube? And if yes, are you planning to go full time with YouTube? Had to become a patron to support you, although BAföG pays for it. Your ramen noodles are on me, brother. Hey, thanks, man.
Danke, man.
Danke. So, do you have a normal job? No.
College.
I go to college on the side. I had a normal job before, and YouTube is a full time hobby. And even though the reviews are less work now, it's still a full time job because.
Then you just produce more, right?
Video,
yeah,
right?
that's the point.
So it's still the same amount of work in a way. So yeah, that's it. And you go to college.
Yes, I go to college as well for about half a year, and then I'm a master of the universe.
Woo!
Yeah. Physicists are a master in physics is actually called a master of the universe.
Now, Smartin asks, what do you love about Russia? Не говори так со мной, блядь. That means that means like don't talk to me like that, bitch. Не говори так со мной, блядь. My wife she's such a nice woman. She never swears, and she also, when Russian gopniks talk, they have this weird way of talking. This no, that's real.
Yeah.
They talk like they vomit. And my wife also, she doesn't know why they do it. So I always tease her when she teaches me Russian. I always pronounce it with this sort of talk like that.
Which is horrible, but because that's the way the rest of the world thinks all Russians speak. And then when your wife speaks
Не говори так со мной, блядь. Пиздец! Пиздец!
So that's the best thing about Russia, apparently.
No, man, I love Russia. Russia is probably one of the most underrated places I've ever been to. I expected Russia to be like, I don't know. But when I went there, I fell in love, man. And the food. Holy shit, most underrated food on earth.
Incredible.
Dude, you have to go.
Yeah.
We go once together. It is amazing. And it has such a vibe.
Yeah.
It is like a mix of Europe and China. Really.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
And we have like, I would never go there without knowing anyone, but we have a connection.
Yeah. I think, and this summer, by the way, I'm going again. Yo, would you rather play online one game for the rest of your life or every... Okay.
What was that?
Yo, would you rather play one game for the rest of your life or every game ever created, but you could only play them for 2 hours each? The fuck?
What?
Like, would you rather fight a chicken-sized gorilla or a gorilla-sized duck? These weird questions.
It's probably a psychological evaluation that's deep under the surface.
I can't answer. I don't know. One game for the rest of my life.
That's a definite no.
No.
Yeah.
But every game ever only for 2 hours?
That's also a definitive no. Yeah.
So fuck you. Nah.
How about I play the games I want for the time I want? Yeah.
Spooderman! This guy is on the Discord. He's such a cool guy, man. He's one of those people, when I see him on the Discord, I'm just like, because he's laid back. He's not annoying like this other Niemand guy. He's just chill. I can talk to him. He has a soothing voice. I like this.
How many people are in your Discord?
Like 80?
That's awesome.
Or maybe more. I don't know. What's banging, pepperoni? I got a new page. This is, by the way, this is like 4 months old. So 3 months old. So it's not. I got a new Patreon for you and the mad lad Andi. My question, by the way, he's the one who's always like, I need Andi on this. My question is, I remember you said you were watching Hunter x Hunter in another podcast. Did you finish it? And if so, what were your thoughts on it? Are you not watching any shows currently? Much love.
Yeah, so the big anime destruction already happened. Like
we will not talk about anime anymore.
Yeah. We destroyed anime pretty hard on one podcast.
I think I don't know what to do anymore. I tried with every anime and I don't feel them. Yeah. The best anime I've ever watched was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and there I'm like the first half is the best thing I've ever seen. The second half is so weak.
Okay.
I don't know. I think animes are so big in the West just because they think it's exotic, and people don't even realize that it's like, oh, it's from Japan. Yeah. And for us, we kind of grew up with these Chinese shows and Japanese shows.
That's one of the.
I don't know what the fascination with anime, where it comes from. This obsession, this pathetic obsession.
Yeah. It doesn't have this exotic feel to it for us at least. Yeah. Because
I don't know. Yeah. And also, why are anime fans the most toxic, pathetic pieces of human trash?
Oh my god, dude, weebs. I'm sorry, but you belong where furries belong.
I have this one guy in college. It's a very, very cool guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's the biggest weeb I've ever... He's such a weeb.
Okay.
And he basically spends all day long yelling at me and hating me. He's like, Anton, you fucking piece of shit. He hates me because, I'm sorry, animes are just...
Yeah, you disrespect his whole life.
I don't know. Every anime I watch, it's... Still not convinced. The best anime I've ever seen is Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that's not even an anime.
Yeah, I get it.
So, no.
Yeah. For me personally, I think I personally really like the fact that animes exist because
of course,
when I put one on, it's immediately soothing. I think this drawn, cartoony, animated stuff, it immediately soothes me and calms me down and puts me like in this. Isn't it all beautiful state? Yeah. Even if the thematics are not. But that's why there are certain animes that I like. Netflix thing, High Score Girl, I can only recommend it. It's awesome. Because it's basically my childhood.
One Punch Man. Season 2 has come out. Have you seen the first season?
No.
One Punch Man is good.
Yeah.
I was surprised how much I liked it.
Yeah.
One of the best ones I've seen. Because how much they make fun of shonen animes. Yeah. It was really... Is it out yet? It's out, isn't it?
I don't know.
I want to see that. Yeah.
So I'm glad they exist, but
I'm also glad they exist, of course.
The big ones that have the hype and they're just not made for me, I think.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, guys, we are now going to talk about.
We're in the end game now.
Well, this is just a fair warning. We're just going to be honest, and we have genuine gripes with the movie. This is nothing about being contrarian, but if I have to love the movie in order for you to enjoy my videos, then seriously, just leave.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah. Just leave this video. Don't leave the channel. I wrote down all the issues.
Okay, good.
And this is unrefutable stuff.
Yeah.
It's unrefutable stuff. And also, if you love the movie and you want to love it, then also please leave. Because... You cannot unhear this. I actually have this thing. Yeah? When I love something a lot, like Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't watch reviews that shit on the game
Yeah.
because I don't want them to say one thing.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, yeah. Maybe all of you guys know this too. When there's something you love, and then you hear this one sentence, and that sticks to you.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, he's a little bit right. Yeah. But no, I don't want him to be right.
That's the fucking worst. and then it's like in Inception. It's like an idea that's planted in your head.
And you can't get rid.
And you can't get it out of your head, and then you resent the person for saying it, and you start to agree.
Yeah. And then when you see that the things he mentioned in your game, it's true. And then you focus on them and
yeah, you can't unhear it and you can't unsee it. So I'm really not mad. So if you want to love the movie, then really just close the podcast down now. And also, obviously, full spoilers.
Yeah. Okay. So, the things up front, Anton and I...
I have a list. I have
but I was just going to say our end rating for the movie.
Okay.
So, we both didn't like it.
Yeah.
It sets the stage for what we're about to do.
I think I liked it even less than you.
That's highly unlikely.
What?
Because I really didn't like it.
I remember after the movie you were like, and I was like,
yeah. Well, after the movie it's like after sex. You can't can't rationally remember. Yeah. But the more I thought about the movie, the worse it got, and the worse it got, and it has festered into.
Okay. I'm gonna start with the smaller gripes, and then we get to the bigger ones in the end. Okay. So my first problem with the movie is Thor. They have no. First, I want to say what I love about this movie.
Okay,
very quickly.
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
This is the funniest Avengers movie, Marvel movie I've ever seen. I have genuinely laughed out loud so many times. This was really funny shit. It was so funny at times.
They played really to their strength.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, that was.
They usually do humor very well, but in this one they topped themselves, and it was just hilarious, man. Hilarious. That was good. Yeah. But Thor, big problem number one. Thor has become nothing but a joke in this. I'm not. Again, I want to say first, I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I don't give a shit about any of these characters, but they ruined Thor. Thor is pretty epic, or can be pretty epic. The moment they show him and he's this fatty, I thought that was funny. Yeah, and how he plays Fortnite. That's kind of cool. They reassemble the team and he has degenerated into a gamer. That was. But I thought he's at some point gonna get back to normal. Yeah. But he just becomes a pathetic whiner the whole movie. And when they travel back into his movie, he's like, I can't talk to my mother. It's like, oh my god. And also in the end, when he transforms back into his armor, you can see that he's like fat. Yeah. And that bothers me. He's become nothing but a fucking joke in that movie. Yeah. Thor has no epic moments. He's fat. He's a literal joke. Yeah. He's just a joke, a literal joke in the movie. He's not an actual
Avenger.
He's not Thor. Yeah. So that's small problem number one. Number two, Hulk is usually, when Hulk's in the movie, he has some of my favorite action scenes. Mm-hmm. Because with Hulk, they can really go over the top. Yes. He can throw cars. He can crush into buildings. Hulk does nothing in this movie.
Yeah. He presses a few buttons.
He presses buttons. He's become a scientist. There's not a single action scene with Hulk, a good one, and he's just become nothing fun.
I mean, yeah.
No, he's become funny.
Yeah, he's become like the one scene where he goes back in his first movie and then he like unmotivatedly kicks around a few things. That was cool.
That was funny.
Yeah. But
there was no action scene, and I love Hulk as a. I think he works very well as a character for action. Right, to get this over-the-top stuff. Yeah. And it just wasn't there. Very, very disappointed in that. Then, now we come into the more relevant issues. I thought, so we sat in the movie theater, and then it was around halfway through that I turned to my wife and I said, I'm bored. Mm-hmm. I'm bored. Mm-hmm. Nothing's happening. Mm-hmm. There was not a single action scene yet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I kind of thought that, okay, it's going to come, the action in the end is going to be good enough. More about that later. But the first half is just, there's not a single action scene, and I thought that was really disappointing. The Infinity War did it perfectly well. There was some very nice action scene in the beginning with, what's his name? Dr. Illusion. No, what's his name?
Dr. Strange.
Dr. Strange. Yeah. Dr. Strange and Iron Man and Hulk. And you need to have some action spread out. Yeah. The first half had absolutely nothing. Yeah. And I thought it was just boring. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The comedy, it was comedy. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay, I get the comedy. Yeah. But nothing's happening. They reassemble the fucking team. Yeah, okay.
But that's actually one of the parts where I disagree with you a little bit. I thought they used the first half of the movie pretty well to set up, because, like, I mean, we're going to reference our first Infinity War discussion a lot, so watch that. We thought about, the story was done after Infinity War. Thanos snapped and good. And we knew that they had to like reintroduce a problem or a motivation to the entire team. And I thought the first half of the movie they did that reasonably well.
The reassembling of characters is cool.
Yeah.
But there should have been a couple of action scenes, a couple of fights. I'm all about. They have such a huge budget. I love when they do epic fights, and there was just none of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
that's I don't mean super boring, like I was sleeping there, and I also don't mean the whole first half. I just thought at a half point I was like, well, not much has happened yet in terms of me looking like, whoa, that was so cool. There was just a lot of giggling.
Yeah.
But also that's also not a major point. Number 4. A lot of people are praising this movie because it's like all the references and the Easter eggs and holy shit. And I think it's like, okay, but a movie cannot live of its references and Easter eggs. No. Every movie stands on its own 2 feet, and it's just not enough to be like, oh, that was It's like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Oh! That's the reaction when people have when they see references.
Yeah.
Like, oh! It's like, okay, references are fun.
Yeah.
And they're cool. They're like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
I love references when the movie is good. Yeah. But references alone are nothing.
Yeah, they have to be the cherry on top.
Yeah.
They cannot be the cake.
It's like the letter, that's good. The letter I.
Yeah.
The letter I is nothing without the dot.
But the dot itself
is not the letter I. It's not the letter I. So the references are like the dot on the letter I.
Expanding brain meme.
Yeah. So then they travel into the past movies. This I thought was absolutely awesome. The idea. When they traveled into the other movies, that's when I got goosebumps and I thought, oh my God, is this an awesome idea?
Yes.
I jizzed into my pants and I thought, this is so crazy awesome.
Yeah.
But so as an idea, I give this an 11 out of 10. And an execution, I give this
it's an absolute disaster.
They so didn't use this. They didn't use this. Imagine how they could milk it.
Yeah.
This traveling and interacting with the past movies. They fucking ruined it. Captain America fights Captain America.
Wow.
What a whack little fight with 10,000 cuts and just shitty shit. Yeah. That is America's ass. This joke is funny only if the fight is good. Or no, this you know what I mean? Certain things are only funny if the setup it's like again with the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Only deliver a good joke at the end of a good fight. And just this traveling into past movies is just so underwhelming. And then Thor goes into his past movie and just cries and hides. Oh, God.
And they didn't really go into the past movies, I think. Like there were no... The way I thought they would do it is like they get like memorable scenes out of the movies and... you have like these moments again, but
or also I expected some action scenes.
Yes.
Some action.
Maybe clever action interaction between the present and the past. Yeah. But
how they maybe fight themselves. So this idea with Captain America versus Captain America, that was the right idea overall to get them to fight their former selves. Yeah. But that was the only little fight, and it was
mega
on
whack.
This bridge, 20 seconds, and it was pathetic. So they really didn't use this idea well enough. I thought it was boring, and
In the end, like, picture this: it doesn't matter where they went. Like the movie wouldn't even have to say like we're going or. The point is that it didn't matter if it were the past movies or not. You wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
They just went and got a stone and came back.
Yeah. It was a waste of screen time.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. They could have just went there in the time machine and back, and then they have the stone.
Yeah.
And then focus on other things.
Yeah.
Then point number 6, severe lack of action. So let's talk about this in combination with the big battle in the end.
Okay.
I think the big battle in the end was complete shit. Why? Because first of all, we already had a big battle at the end of Infinity War, and it was just copy paste the same thing.
Yes, exactly. But worse.
But worse. And here's the thing: I love big battles, but big battles, and I thought a while about why I didn't enjoy this. Big battles only work when you have good micro battles within them. So what does that mean? Just showing an epic battlefield, a lot of people fighting, is cool for like cuts in between. But then, so the macro battle happens, and then the cameras zoom into micro battles that are by themselves well choreographed. And this movie did not have that.
No.
The fight against Thanos was pathetic.
Absolute
There was
horrible.
one goosebump moment, and that was when Thanos took one stone out of his glove and
punched Captain Marvel out of the screen. Like,
I screamed in that moment, like, whoa!
and then apparently we were the only ones in the entire room that were like, boo!
Yeah, that was the only moment when I was like goosebumped up, man.
I'm sorry, that's the best 2 seconds of the
That's the
entire
best
movie.
2 seconds of the whole movie. Yeah. But it was not well choreographed. There was barely any choreography.
Yeah.
It was just big masses.
Yeah.
That,
yeah. It was textureless. Like
there was no texture, no definition there. It's just big boom,
like
boom,
it's
boom.
like two liquids pouring into each other.
Same reason why Ready Player One end battle was shit.
Oh,
Because
that
just,
was even more.
It's just like big explosion. Like, no, I need the macro battle is good, but you need micro battles in order to feel it. You need to relate to the battle.
We're not talking 1v1. We're talking like you focus on 1 or 2 characters and just show how the battle is for them.
Yeah. And there were like 2 or 3 small choreographed moments, but it was just not enough. It was embarrassing, and also
it was basically just, this character does a attack move, and then camera goes to the next. He does an attack move, and then
And also, it was just copy paste from Infinity War.
Yes.
Epic battle, another epic battle.
Yeah.
We don't need this.
It was the same factions against each other. It was pretty much.
Endgame should have been personal.
Yeah.
Endgame should have been personal, not about mass battles. Then also, Thanos has become a joke in this movie. A complete pathetic.
We're gonna tackle that
wimp.
now. Yeah.
A complete wimp. He does not get the send off that he deserves.
I'm sorry, but what they did to Thanos, that was like the lowest blow for me. The whole Infinity War, the whole reason I thought it was good is because they built up a real villain.
Yeah.
And the Thanos, it's pretty much a Thor. It's an absolute joke.
And it's
character.
not because the reason why I think we love Thanos is not because the guy's smart, the guy's an idiot, but because he's so sure of himself. Yeah. And he's very much believes that he's not the bad guy here. Yeah. And he does not, it's not personal for him also. Mm-hmm. So he's a very interesting character, and they could have fleshed him out a lot more. And also, in the end, I want to talk about my idea that I had for how Endgame should have been done.
Yeah.
So Thanos has a couple of fight scenes. He just gets turned into dust. And when I saw him turn into dust, I was like...
It was so pathetic.
Like really? He's just dead now?
He's one of the most pathetic characters in this entire movie. Like,
so lame.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I did think it was hella awesome in the beginning how they just chop his head off.
The punch with where he takes out the purple stone, where he punches Captain Marvel, and the first 5 minutes of the movie where he gets his head chopped off. That was the best.
Because nobody expected this.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Really. And it really set the stage for the biggest drop.
So Thanos, one of the most epic and strongest villain, is a complete loser who's just looking for them, and in the end appears with his ship with one time travel. And now let's get to this.
Yeah.
All of these things were peanuts. Because now we're talking about the real deal here.
Yeah. Remember, when we were reviewing Infinity War, we were kind of like, we kind of agreed on, if they bring the characters back, we're not gonna like it.
Okay,
but we knew they were gonna do it.
We knew they're gonna do it, but we knew they had to get the characters back, and I already lived with that. I was like, there are ways to do this well.
For me personally, I don't think there are any good ways, but I thought there were some less retarded ways.
Yes.
Yeah?
And they have went with the cheapest, dumbest, most pathetic, and I don't understand how anyone can just time travel. Kill everyone who's in charge of this. And I have laughed my ass off the past week looking at channels on YouTube explaining it.
Well, you mean like
explaining how time travel makes sense.
Okay. Oh my
it's
God. Please stop.
Okay.
Stop this.
First of all, no. Time travel. Okay, how to even begin this? Time travel never makes sense, not because it is not possible because it's science fiction, because itself is illogical. The reason why I'm bothered by time travel is not because it's fantasy. I can live with lightsabers, I can live with spaceships. It has nothing to do with it being science fiction. It has something to do with time travel itself being illogical. Time travel itself is illogical. It doesn't make sense. If you follow the train of thought, it's a paradox.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is. That's why the only good movies with time travel, I always say this, the only good movies with time travel are the ones that are about the illogic of time travel.
Yes, exactly.
For example, there's a movie called 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Predestination.
Great.
These movies are
great.
10 out of 10 amazing because they are about time travel and why time travel leads to a unsolvable paradox that is illogical.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what interpretation of time travel you have.
There's also this movie called Looper.
Oh, that was a shit movie,
That
though.
was so bad. Because it used time travel.
Yeah.
And I was just cringing in the theater like, no. And you know, when they announced the time travel in the beginning, because it happens very early, how Stark is in his room, in his office, and he's like, I
solved it.
And suddenly, he solved time travel. Like, oh, okay, that happened quickly. Yeah. He got it. Yeah. And he's like sitting there like, I got it. 9. And I was such a hypocrite. I was willing to throw my own rule out of the window and thought, whatever.
Just please.
Just give me good action.
Yeah.
I don't care about the time travel. Just don't make it too much in my face.
Yeah.
Just fucking time travel and whatever.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to like this movie.
Yeah. Yes.
And I wasn't willing to hate on it just because they used time travel. I really wasn't.
Yeah.
It's like, if you use time travel, just fucking do it, but don't shove it in my face. Just do it the time travel. You know?
Do what you have to do.
Did you have the same thing?
It was exactly the same for me.
They triggered me so hard, but I was like, this happened in the first half an hour.
Yes, and I was like, okay.
They
still have 2 hours to make it compelling enough.
Yeah. We looked at each other and we were like, no. Whatever, let's just accept it. Let's just accept it and hope that it's going to be fine. They are riding on that time travel train so hard. You cannot accept this. It is so illogical.
Remembering back,
ridiculously dumb.
There's
and
at least
retarded.
half an hour where people like add on to this and keep explaining what this time travel
And
is going to do. I was like, there was literal vomit in my mouth from this when the Tilda Swinton monk explains, like every word was like.
And also when they explain when they use the science words.
Oh, jeez.
Like, no.
I mean.
Stop the time travel.
That's I'm immune to that already. People can use science words. It doesn't matter. But
I can't believe that people are okay with a movie like that is as amazing as Infinity War, killing main characters just in the next movie. Let's get them back by time travel. Are you listening to yourselves? How can you be okay with this pathetic, cheap, lazy writing excuse?
It was. Remembering back, it was probably literally the worst thing they could have done.
And then, oh my god! And then with Captain America, how he goes back, and then he's old, and none of it makes any sense.
And the end. Yeah.
At that point, just thinking about it.
At that point, it was pure cringe. Yeah. It was
hard to look at.
Have you ever that's just
by just so you know, by the way, none of these people that are watching are on our side.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it.
Excuse me, but in the end, excusez-moi, yeah? But in the end, Captain America is supposed to return the stones. Yeah. Where is he going to return the Soul Stone? Is he going to the I guide people to the treasures that I can't possess guy and just here's the stone back? But why is he even returning the stone? Because of the timeline shit. Oh, Jesus.
It's just do yourself a favor and follow the logic of the time travel, and you will see that it leads to an endless regression and a nonsensical story. Also, the one girl kills herself, her past self. There's one.
Where is that?
The daughter from Thanos' daughter.
Yes.
She kills her past self, and then she should disappear. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just whatever. Yeah. Time travel is any story who uses time travel
has to be about time travel, or
has to be either about time travel itself, or it has to be amazing on so many other levels that it's possible to overlook.
Yes.
Yeah.
One more. Maybe that's just me and I didn't get it, but apparently they needed these red capsules, these PIM particles to time travel. And there's a whole branch in the movie where we are out of particles, we have to get some. And then Thanos just flies an army of millions of things without without particles through the time.
But they just needed a big battle.
Of course, yeah. Sorry.
I feel
I can already feel behind my back how the people are brewing this. I'm gonna destroy Ranton.
They're so angry right now. I'm thinking about cutting this out and making a Ranton podcast highlight out of this and calling it "Why Endgame Sucks." Believe me, we're gonna get downvoted into oblivion.
It would be the most downvoted video.
But really, we feel like I wanted to like this movie.
Yeah,
really did. But they just they went with the worst possible option, and that was time travel.
People who know me know that I'm not a big hype person. I usually don't react much to hype, and I don't even know when hype happens. But I was hyped for Endgame. Like, that was one of the few movies where I really was like, damn, today, first showing in the theaters, we're going. No.
Yeah, and now let's talk about, because I actually wrote a good version of Endgame.
Guys, the version Anton wrote.
It's
the best.
You can submit your suggestions, because it's not perfect, but here's what I thought. The movie should have been about Thanos as a main character. Thanos should have been the main character of Endgame. So the movie starts 20 minutes long, where you just show Thanos and his lonely life in this shack, on this lonely planet, how he lives his life as a poor man, and just about him, how he lives there, all by himself in peace. And he didn't destroy the stones. He just hid them somewhere in his house or buried them somewhere on the planet. But he lives this peaceful life there, and he gets nightmares or something like this. He dreams of what he did, and he has memories of what happened and all the people he killed on his journey. Just don't make this short. Make this 20 minutes of the movie, but this may be a 5-year time. Yeah?
Maybe, yeah.
And how he gets more and more nightmares and wakes up sweaty.
He has killed Gamora.
Killed his own daughter.
Yeah.
And how he realizes that maybe like he finds life on the planet, and how life always make it philosophical. Make it about how he sees that life always vermehrt sich, always multiplies and thrives, and he basically gets regrets.
Okay.
And then he decides to go back to the Avengers and look for them, because he still has the stones, and he thinks about, he's not a bad person, but he wants to talk to the Avengers and maybe talk about bringing something back, but he doesn't want to snap and bring everything back.
Basically, he wants to talk to the Avengers again.
He wants to talk to the Avengers, and don't forget that 5 years have passed, long time, and he wants to talk to them and think about what can they do, maybe recreate life, but also at his terms, because he would be okay with that. And then he finds the Avengers, how they haven't become villains, so they're right now on Earth fighting another mini villain that appeared. Yeah. And they're still fighting evil, but they have become a little bit more empathetic, apathisch. Like they care a little bit less about collateral damage, and they just become a little bit more rugged and don't care so much anymore. And they also see that Earth has become maybe a little bit deteriorated a little bit, and maybe make also Thanos travel to other planets first, and he sees how life has either just come back or
completely collapsed.
Or completely collapsed, and he realizes that what he's done has led to nothing positive, really. So then he talks to the Avengers, and obviously he thought that they would want to talk to him, but they don't. So he still has the stones, and then they want to fucking kill him. Again, this is just a raw version. This can be improved better. So they follow him maybe to his planet. He tries to flee because he realizes this was not a good idea. They want to kill me. He flees back to his planet. They manage to follow him. And then there are all the Infinity Stones. And then the most epic battle ensues, where they're fighting about the stones on the planet. Yeah. And the stones constantly change the person who has them, and every stone gives a different power.
Yes.
And holy shit, the battle would be crazy. And sometimes a person has maybe all 5. Yeah. Boom, brings back another character.
6.
Or 6. and you know, like this, maybe they like snap and bring back Spider-Man. Yeah. And like this, like a 1 hour
Spider-Man just appears, and then goes back into ash again.
Yeah, and then Iron Man, boom, is suddenly gone. Boom, another guy brings the Iron Man back. Then Thanos snaps, and suddenly the planet is crawling with life.
Oh my god!
You know how epic this would be? Like a crazy ass battle where they punch each other through dimensions. Yeah. I'm okay with all of this. Just make it as epic as possible. The stones constantly change owner, and an epic battle ensues, and just the whole it's just you just sit there like and in the end all the old Avengers are dead, and the ones that or whatever with the contracts, whoever is still making movies, they came back. A lot of them died, and Thanos maybe in the end, I'm still not sure what to do with him. What should happen with him in the end?
Not the pathetic thing that happened with him at the end, but
maybe I'm still not sure what to do. But I want Thanos should have been the main character, and it should have been not a mass battle about how he regrets, and he wants to talk to the Avengers, and they fucking hate him, and they want to kill him and get the stones and bring life back.
That was the strongest point of Infinity War. Thanos. Yeah. The way they set him up, and it was so easy for them to just like, oh yeah, what was the thing that people liked about Infinity War? Let's just go with that.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. And I think the movie could have been so epic. How different fights.
Yeah.
And then the stones, because they give different powers, right? The
Yeah.
time stone, the space stone, or
Yes,
whatever
yes,
stone,
yes.
spirit stone. This could have been made
Soul
into
stone.
the most epic thing ever. And because with the stones you can change everything, right?
Yeah.
You can change the way the planet looks, so you have diverse locations. And how the stones constantly change, and maybe the Avengers fight among themselves how they want to bring back the people, or what they want to bring back.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them don't want to bring back crocodiles, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They don't all want to bring back the same things.
Yeah.
So they also fight amongst each other, and it becomes a massive battle about the stones.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because in the end, maybe, they realize that everyone just wants the stones for themselves.
And like this, nobody has to time travel.
Yeah.
They can use the 5 stones to just make crazy shit.
6.
Change 6 stones to make crazy shit. And this could have been an epic movie. But they have chosen the worst possible.
Yeah.
So
That pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
action was shit.
Are you prepared to do something else besides YouTube now that your channel is going to get destroyed?
Like I said, I would give the movie it's not a bad movie, because bad means 3. I think it's a 4.
I would have said something like 4 or 5.
Yeah. And again, this is a really weird thing, because I really not trying to be contrarian. I feel like I've seen a different movie. I really feel like I've seen a different movie.
Listening to what everyone says online about it. Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Where is this movie that they're describing?
Yeah.
I would like to see this.
Yeah.
So weird. Really weird. Crazy how it can be so off sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought usually when it's so universally loved, it can't be bad. Usually, like when it's universally so acclaimed, I really didn't expect this. Yeah.
I heard no criticism of the movie.
Yeah.
No, none. Except for us.
Really weird.
Weird.
Maybe somebody agrees with us.
Yeah. When we left the theater, there was a group of people that we just randomly asked, and they weren't unanimous like, awesome.
Actually, funny thing, after the movie was over, I heard a couple of voices in the theater that were like,
yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah,
also, how it just ends with Captain America dancing or something like this. It was so unepic. So unepic.
Yeah.
What really a disaster overall.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
For me, Infinity War remains really one of the best Avengers.
But I'm kind of glad we were right when we did our Infinity War podcast. We thought, it should stop after Infinity War. At least I still stand by that, and I'm glad to be right. But
for example, what I thought when they went back into the old movies, what I thought is that all the villains are gonna come.
Yeah.
Because the movie's also lacking from a main villain, right? Endgame doesn't have a main villain. Thanos is looking for them and then appears in the end.
Yeah.
I thought that every villain is gonna come back.
They have no villains.
I love Ultron, for example. I thought Ultron was awesome.
Yeah.
Ultron comes back. What are the other villains? I don't know what their names are. But maybe get every villain from every Avengers movie or from every Marvel movie back. Just something. Give me some action. Pathetic.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a big oof.
Big oof. So if we didn't convince you, I hope we at least made you understand our reasoning.
Yeah.
But if you disagree, just tell us why we're wrong.
Yes. Please. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
And don't give us the argument like, guys, it's just a fantasy. It's a fantasy movie. Why do you complain about time travel? This is not the issue. The issue with time travel is not that it's not realistic. It's that time travel itself is illogical.
Yeah. Even if you get to the point where you say like it doesn't matter what happens. Anything could happen. Okay, fine, but what's left then? If anything can happen, then nothing is of importance.
Nothing is of value. Yeah.
It like pulls the whole substance out from under the movie.
Yeah.
So,
and also, doesn't at this point nothing mean anything anymore? Because at this point they can go back. If somebody dies, they can go back and get them back.
I also, maybe that's just me, but I didn't get why they were going back to get the stones. Why didn't they go back?
But now they can always go back and get the stones again, right? So nothing bad can ever happen because they can now always go back in time again. Tony Stark has invented time travel like this.
Yeah, he got it.
He got it. He got the time travel in his living room. The time travel, there it is.
Yeah.
It was in front of his eyes the whole time. So from now on, every time something bad happens, they can go back in time and fix it.
Apparently, yeah.
Don't ruin your stories with time travel. It ruins everything. Watch 12 Monkeys. Watch Predestination.
In the end, probably Ant-Man going into Thanos' asshole would have been better.
And the funny thing is, I would have accepted everything. I would have taken the time travel up my ass. I would have accepted it if they talked about time travel every 2 minutes. I would have accepted it all if there was good action.
Yeah.
I would have accepted everything if there was good action.
Yeah.
But there wasn't.
There wasn't.
Okay.
From all the criticism on the
story side, it was just no substance. Nothing where you could like really enjoy it. Yeah. And the thing is,
forgettable.
You don't give a shit about references if you're not enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
References are a cool thing if they're on top.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so in the end, it was sadly kind of forgettable.
Yeah. Really, really shit. Okay.
Sorry to end on such a depressing note,
Yeah.
but
I gave you a warning, guys.
Yeah.
I gave you a warning. I hope you don't hate us now. But maybe we convinced you a little bit. Even. Maybe you are willing to concede some points and say that Thor and what's this, the orc?
Hulk.
Maybe Thor and Hulk was kind of lame what they did to those guys. And maybe Marvel Man.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel is she was utterly useless in the movie.
Yeah.
Utterly unnecessary.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Yeah,
exactly.
unnecessary. Whatever.
As most
didn't
other
bother me.
characters.
Didn't leave any impression.
Good. So that's pretty much. My topics are exhausted.
Yes, we are at 2 hours 6 minutes.
Wunderbar.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast,
guys. It's been so good to be back in the podcast seat.
Yes.
I can't wait for next month.
Yeah.
I hope we can get this schedule on the road. And
working on Mortal Kombat 11 right now.
Yeah.
And guys, see you soon. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.